What's new, guys? Today in this video I'm going to be going over some tips, tricks, or insights that I have gained through my experience playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Several of these took hundreds of hours for me to figure out, so if you are one of the latecomers and haven't tried out the game yet and you're thinking about getting into it, hopefully this video will help you get a head start, and if you've been playing the game, maybe some of these will be new to you. So if that interests you, be sure to stay tuned until the end of the video. The first two tips are actually both related to the same ability in the game, and this is an ability you get pretty early on. I don't remember exactly where or when, but it's called Blind Rush. Also, side note, sorry that my game is in French here. I've been playing through it in French for language practice purposes. But yes, Blind Rush is what it's called in English, and you can use this ability to catch tattoos. You'll notice that the tattoos will run away from you when you try to catch them, and you have to go through a little parkour sequence, which for some people might be enjoyable, for others may be frustrating, and for many other people, maybe both. And if you are feeling frustrated with these little parkour bits or whatever, just to activate the blind rush ability when you're approaching the tattoo design and go up to it, and it will stay in place because the blind rush thing kind of freezes time for everything but the character and the character. The other ability applying to blind rush is actually you can use it to pickpocket more effectively and more safely. Although blind rush does not guarantee you won't be detected, it does decrease the likelihood and I think the range as well. So you can kind of do this in plain sight in front of other people depending on the situation. Either way, it is a little bit safer because it freezes all the guards so they won't turn around on you while you're pickpocketing them. So you can use this to get your keys more sneakily. The next two tricks have to do with horses. First one is use your horse to do parkour. If you're mounted on your horse and you press the crouch button, it actually makes Eivor crouch up onto the horse. If you press the parkour button after that, while holding down movement input in any direction, Eivor will jump off the horse. You probably already knew that if you've been playing the game for a while, but yeah, you can use this to reach areas which are otherwise more difficult to access, like this platform here. The other horse related thing is use it to break the rocks to get metal. If you're on the go, you don't really want to keep jumping off your horse to pick up the rocks on the ground. So if you walk into these piles of rocks, it'll break them, and then you can use the interact button to pick up the metal from the ground. The next ability is really freaking sweet and kind of just really useful if you're getting bored of looking for oil jars. You'll notice there are these blow-upable walls in the world, and if you can't find the oil jars to blow them up with, use an explosive arrow ability or fire arrow ability, and it will blow up the wall just fine without having to find an oil jar. The next tip is use photo mode if you're getting stumped on the environmental puzzles. You can use photo mode to peek inside of buildings and things like this. It's just a little way to, if you, maybe a little bit cheating, but if you're feeling frustrated with any of the environmental puzzles, some of them are pretty hard. I would definitely recommend trying to look around the environment using photo mode to get inside cracks and crannies, look at things from the inside, that sort of thing, and it can help make it a lot easier. The next trick applies to parkour, and I've gone over this in my Assassin's Creed Origins parkour tutorial video already, but I would like to add some clarification. It applies to catching ledges. When you're falling and there's a wall beside you or in front of you, you can hold down a button to catch onto the ledge. In my Origins video, I said it was parkour down or climb down button, but that usually ended up resulting in catching the ledge and then dropping down a whole, like, several meters. So instead, I would say use the parkour button, the one to run up walls. Hold that down and push your movement in the direction of the wall that you want to grab onto, and it will make Eivor grab onto the wall and stop short. If it's a farther distance, then you will take damage, just as a warning. The next trick has to do with the abilities Miasma, which is a passive ability in the skill tree, and the active ability Poison Arrow. If you have both of these unlocked, use the Poison Arrow on a guard to kill him. He'll release a cloud of poison when he dies thanks to the passive Miasma ability, and that will propagate the poison around the camp, and it's kind of this beautiful chain reaction, and it's great if you want to take out a lot of guys while staying undetected. The next one is bow and blade assassinations. The game doesn't give us a proper double assassination skill like earlier entries in the Assassin's Creed series did. So what I found, instead of using chain assassinate, which can often result in getting detected halfway through, use an arrow to the head on the first guy and assassinate the second guy like this. The next one is arrows to lure. If you've seen any of Leo K. Rogue's videos, you've probably seen him do this before, so it is to him that goes all the credit. At least he's the one I learned it from. Use your arrows, shoot them on the ground next to guards to lure them over so that you can slip past them unseen. Very, very useful. They take a hot minute to investigate the source of the sound, so you have plenty of time to go by unnoticed. The final tip is just stop moving when you want to blend in, like sit on a bench or something. Because if you keep walking while you're holding down the button to blend in, it will interrupt the blend action. So you need to stop dead in your tracks and then hold down the button. That is it for this video. I hope that you guys found at least some of these tricks and tips new to you or useful in some way. If you did, please let me know down in the comments what you thought and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. And as usual, be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. I will be releasing more similar content in the future and appreciate your guys' support as usual. And I will see you guys next time.